Tiomati smiles. The camera is the eye of a cruising vulture flying over an area of scrub, rubble, and unfinished buildings on the outskirts of Mexico City. The camera zooms up past a red brick tenement studded with balconies. The vecinos lean over the balcony walls to exchange gossip, cooking oil, and sugar. It is an old folklore set played out year after year by substitute extras. Camera sweeps to the top of the building where two balconies are outlined against the sky. Here the camera stops, on set. It is a bright, windy morning, china blue half moon in the sky. Joselito, the Maricon son of Tia Dolores, has propped up a mirror by the rain barrel and is shaving the long, silky black hairs from his chest into the morning wind while he sings, "No pegana mio, don't hit me." It is an intolerable sound that sets spoons tinkling in saucers and window panes vibrating. The vecinos mutter sullenly. Es el puto que canta. It is the queer who sings. The son of Dolores, she crosses herself. A young man rolls off his wife despondently. "No puedo con esa puta cantando. I can't do it with that queer singing." The son of Dolores, she has the evil eye. In each room, the face of Joselito singing "No pegana mio" is projected onto the wall. Shot shows an old paralyzed man and Joselito's face inches from his, screaming, "No pegana mio, don't hit me." Remember that he is the son of Dolores and one of Lola's little kittens. Tia Dolores is an old woman who runs a newspaper and tobacco kiosk. Clearly, Joselito is her professional son. On the top balcony is Esperanza, just down from the mountain, since her husband and all her brothers are in prison for growing opium poppies. She is a massive woman with arms like a wrestler and a permanent buck-tooth snarl. She leans over the balcony wall. "Puto grosero, tu señor de pelos no soplan en la cocina." Vulgar queer, your fucking hairs are blowing into our food. Shot shows the hairs sprinkling soup and dusting an omelet like bean Arabs. The epithet grosero is too much for Joselito. He whirls, cutting his chest. He clutches the wound with an expression of pathic dismay, like a dying saint in an El Greco painting. He gasps, "Mamacita!" and folds to the red tiles of the balcony, dripping blood. This brings Tia Dolores from her lair under the stairs, a rat's nest of old newspapers and magazines. Her evil eyes rotate in a complex calendar, and these calculations occupy her for many hours each night. Settled in her nest, she puffs and chirps and twitters and writes in notebooks that are stacked around her bed with magazines on astrology. Tomorrow my noon eye will be at its full. This table of her powers is so precise that she has to know the day, hour, minute, and second to be sure of an ascendant eye. And to this end, she carries about with her an assortment of clocks, watches, and sundials on thongs and chains. She can make her two eyes do different things, one spinning clockwise, the other counterclockwise. Or she can pop one eye out onto her cheek, laced with angry red veins, while the other sinks back into an enigmatic gray slit. Latterly, she has set up a schedule of ojos dulce, sweet eyes, and gained some renown as a healer, though Tio Mati says he would rather have 10 of her evils than one of her sweets. Dolores is a formidable war machine, rather like a gun turret. dependent on split-second timing and the reflector disc of her kiosk. She is not well designed for surprise encounters. Enter the American tourist. He thinks of himself as a good guy. But when he looks in the mirror to shave this good guy, he has to admit that, well, other people are different from me and I don't really like them. And this makes him feel guilty towards other people and unnecessarily polite. Tia Dolores hunches her cloak of malice closer and regards him with stony disapproval. Buenos dias, señorita. Desea algo? Sí, Tribune Americano. Silently pursing her lips, she folds the Herald Tribune and hands it to him. Trying not to watch what the woman is doing with her eyes, he fumbles for change. Suddenly his hand jumps out of his pocket, scattering coins on the pavement. He stoops to pick them up. A child hands him a coin. Gracias, gracias. The child looks at him with cold hatred. He stands there with the coins in his hand. Es cuanto? 70 centavos. He hands her a peso. She drops it into a drawer and pushes the change at him. Gracias, gracias. She stares at him icily. He stumbles away. Halfway down the block, he screams out, I'll kill the old bitch. He begins to shadow box and point pistols. People stop and stare. Children scream after him, son bitch, American crazy man. A policeman approaches jerkily. Senor, oiga. Old bitch, she lashes out wildly in a red haze, blood cold on his shirt. Enter a pregnant woman. She orders the Spanish edition of Life. Looking straight at the woman's stomach, Dolores's eyes glaze over and roll back in her head. Nacido muerto, born dead, whispers Tio Pepe, who has sidled up beside the woman. On Sweet Eye Day, she changes her kiosk to a flower stall and sits there beaming, the sweetest old flower lady of them all. Enter the American tourist, his face bandaged, his arm in a sling. Ah, the American caballero wishes the Tribune. Today I sell flowers, but this paper I have kept for you. Her eyes crease in a smile that suffuses her face with gentle light. Aquí, senor, muchas gracias. The paper smells faintly of roses. The coins leap into his hand. Giving him the change, she presses the coin into his palm and folds his fingers over it. This will bring you luck, senor. He walks down the street smiling at children who smile back. I guess that's what we come here for, these children, that old flower lady back there. Enter the woman whose male child was born dead. She has come to buy a flower for his grave. Tia Dolores shakes her head sadly. Pobrecito, poor little one. The woman proffers a coin. Tia Dolores holds up her hands, and no, senora, este mío. However, her timing schedule necessitates a constant shift of props and character. My sweet eye wanes with the moon. That day the tourist reached his hotel in a state of collapse, for a terrible street boy followed him from the kiosk screaming, son, bitch, puto, queer, I catching one clap from fucking your asshole. Sometimes half her booth is a kiosk and the other half a flower stall, and she sits in the middle, her sweet eye on one side and her kiosk eye on the other. She can alternate sweet and evil 24 times a second, her eyes jumping from one socket to the other. Confident from her past victories, Tia Dolores waddles out on the balcony like a fat old bird. Pobrecito, she strokes Joselito's head, gathering her powers. Tell your American son to shave in the house. With a hasty glance at 3 watches, Dolores turns to face this uncouth peasant woman who dares to challenge her dreaded eye. Vieja loca, ¿qué haces con tus ojos? Sneers Esperanza. Tú te pondrás ciego como eso. Oh, crazy one, what are you doing with your eyes? You blind yourself doing that. Dolores gasps out, Tio Pepe, and sinks to the deck by her stricken son.